Alrighty, hello. What is going on, everybody? We are back. Okay, so I got my little system going. I think we're gonna take a break outside of the Leonin territory. We will break out of the First Kingdom. The Riverlands. Which one is this? This is heading 1. Cool. We just want to make sure we stay the same. So we're gonna do heading 1. Boom. I need to do this to where it's like use my default styles. Yeah, and they change. So heading 1, we are gonna say, yeah, Kingdom 2. And we will call it Panda Folk. And what did I put directly after? Okay, so these are basically all questions that can be answered too. So we will go here, and then we'll go. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Icy Bison. Appreciate it. Were my follow alerts working? Oh yeah, they are working. Okay, but I need the alerts to make sound. So hold on. But Icy Bison, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. That's why I also have it in chat so I can see. It should be making sound now. Maybe I just don't have a sound selected. But sorry for throwing up that overlay. I just want to check and see if I can get it to work so that I can be like, yo, thanks so much for the follows, and not potentially miss it. Yeah, so, oh, you know what it is? Maybe you guys could hear it, but because in order for me on my Mac to play the music, I just can't hear anything. Like, I can't hear the music either, so that would make some sense. Okay. Shfook it. You did hear it on your end. Okay, yeah. My theory was correct. But thank you so much for the follow. Since you're new to the stream, we are, as told by Dice, we are a group of people who created this channel. We are 5 DMs, and we did that because we wanted to be able to have one DM play a game, and then the next week, or if we wanted to run one shots or whatever, we could always play. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get this freaking overlay off. It's weird to stream at work and be on the work computer and have to do stuff because at home I have the Streamlab or the Stream Deck. But right now we are doing one campaign, Lost Mine of Phandelver, which is the starter kit, but there's a twist, so it's now called Lost Mists of Phandelver, so it has like a little bit of like a Plane of Dread. And then we do Working Wednesdays here with me, and then one of the other DMs, Castle, he will DM later in he will do Working Wednesday on his own campaign, his own homebrew stuff later this evening, and then tomorrow we have a one-shot. But typically we only have the Working Wednesday and then our Tuesday campaign. And here, what we're doing is I'm working on the setting of the Wildlands, which is, if I scroll up here to this map, you have the Wildlands right here. You have Abria and Les Tristan to the north, and then to the east. Excuse me. The Wildlands is an old country filled with anthropomorphic races only. So like elves, dwarves, men, halflings. Those races do not reside within the Wildlands and typically aren't liked either. So they don't want anybody in the Wildlands besides those anthropomorphic races. It's like the one thing that they agree on. They're part of the primordial races, so they were here when the world first started, and they are keeping their country as original as possible. And the first people that we went over, so like you can see races of the world, I wrote down a bunch of different ones. I don't know how many of them are official canon. I know like Lizard, Tabaxi, Kenku, Kobold, Centaur, Minotaur, Luxodon, Leonin, Yuan-Ti. Those are all playable races right now. And I think within a couple of these books, like Rabbit Folk and Owl Folk and some of the other ones, I don't know exactly what names they're going to get. but they'll be on. And then monsters, so like dinosaurs, spider, fiend, devil, lycanthropy, vampires, ents. And some people said humans, so it could be that these races are starting to become more and more human, and that, or maybe it's like a, I don't know, they have some form of, I don't know exactly what it will be, but that's an interesting idea. Maybe it's like these these races are starting to become like starting to breed with humans outside of it, so then those humans come back, and then those are treated, they're just called humans because they are like infectious in some way. In terms of being able now, then they'll have more offspring that have this sounds super racist and terrible, but I think that it's also kind of like a realistic thing that would happen within a world. um, but that they would be like, hey, you're, you know, as you slowly dilute your lineage of Leonin, you become more and more human, and therefore less Leonin. But we all know that that's not technically. I mean, it's like biologically true in the sense that your percentage would be different, but um, that's not always the deciding factor. But then we decided like where did Leonin reside, the allies, enemies, leaders, military classes that Leonin fancy, gods they worship. The gods we haven't figured out too much other than this god here, which is Erois, I think. He sounded like something good. I should probably put like a little tab in there, but we're gonna take a break from. I even created coins and all this stuff. So we're gonna take a break from the Leonin people, and we're going to do the panda folk. And then, but what we're going to do is we're going to come here, and we're going to paste what we had. So we'll go, where do panda folk reside? Do they have allies? Do they have enemies? Panda folk. Just to keep this congruent. And we'll go from there. So what was the first thing that we did? We just broke it down into the Riverlands. And the reason, yeah, so like what I did here was, this is Mount Allium. It's fantasy, bro. It doesn't have to make sense. That's true. It does not have to completely make sense. I have to remind myself of that all the time. And I also have to remind myself that this is just a rough draft, and things will get changed, fixed, altered, added to, removed, all that stuff throughout time. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like it. I like some form of realism in my fantasy, even if it's just being able to justify why you made the decision. But anyway, okay, so those were some of the things that we did, and then we will go and do river flower, but we'll change that to whatever we are going to call for these guys. Boom, boom. Just to make sure that I remember all what headings I use. So we will call this they're going to be up in some like snowy, they're going to be like monkish, like monk, wizard, very kind of like Kung Fu Panda sort of, but also like Doctor Strange. So it's got to have some form of name like that, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be. So the way that I would expect the panda folk to be is kind of like stoic, almost. They would be like a stoic type of person, very like Shaolin or Buddhist monk type thing. So I'm not too sure exactly in terms of the names, but I'll just go could they have like a caste system in some way? Not necessarily to divulge, like, or not to say you are lesser because of this, but just like because of your job you work in certain places. But maybe that is just saying like you are lesser, but like it didn't matter what you were born, how you were born, because that's like the true caste system, right? Is where if you're born a certain way, you kind of stay within that caste, and it's almost impossible to get out of it. But in this way, it's just like, well, if you decide to be a monk, then you're on level 3 of this. Yeah, like a sanctum or sanctuary, but I think it would be like on a mountainous cliff. Yeah. Ooh, an abbey would be interesting and could be very creepy. Well, why don't we go ahead, and before we do anything, why don't we just answer the first question, which is where, well, I guess that's what we're doing. Just kidding. So I will put. I think what I'm gonna do is put. I'm just gonna go. What should I put? Sanctum Panda. Just to have something there. Um, and then we will put like the Panda folk reside on the side of a mountain range. Hey, Icy Bison, tell me about yourself. Like, how long have you been playing D&D? Do you play D&D? Are you interested in it? Are you new? Oh, blah 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 blah. Like, how does that like? Tell me about yourself. Oh, I work on this. The Panda folk reside on the side of a mountain range. They have built their civilization from the ground up, literally. To be at the top of the hill is to be among the most prestigious. The Panda folk do not hold anyone back due to their lineage, but they do have a caste system of sorts. If you work a specific job, you can only enter. How would I enter specific job? You can only climb the mountain to that level unless invited by someone higher than you. I've been playing tabletop RPG since 2009. Okay, so you have a few years on me. I didn't start until like 2015. Been in a 10-year long, holy shit, D&D 3.5 game that is now shifting to online because the DM is moving. Oh man, that's a bummer, but that's really cool that you've been able to play for a campaign that long. I've never had anything remotely close to that, so that's really awesome. I run D&D 5e both in person and online, and even stream it on Thursdays. We were doing Crystal Punk, so D&D meets. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Nice. Well, good luck on the D&D streaming, dude, because we're doing it too, and I tried to do it before. It's really tough, so just stay at it. Know that at the beginning, viewers will be tough, unless you already have, kind of like some form of fan base from another platform or just, really good friends. But stick at it, and there's a really cool community. There's some things to know that depending on what aisle of the political spectrum you lean, it's very left. That doesn't, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that's the way that it is. And you can ruffle feathers easily if you try. I just warn people. Warn seems like the wrong word. I let people know that just because it can be very like witch hunty almost. Like they are this way, but that is bad. We should not do that. Anyway, not a huge deal, but allies. So let's go ahead and let's do the allies. But it's a tough game. It's a tough game to get into. I did variety streaming, and they said that was hard. And I worked up from 2014 up until I got partnered. Found my niche, and it worked out, and in my opinion, that was much easier than this, because this is controlled, and you know what, by so many different factors. You have to be the DM has to be there always, like, right, that person can never miss the session, because then you can't play. All the players need to be there, or at least the majority of them, so that the narrative can continue to be played. You also have to, while you're streaming D&D, even though there are different ways to play and no way is right or wrong, there is, to some extent, a right and a wrong way to stream D&D, in the sense that it seems as though most people prefer to watch a more narrative focused game, a game where it's about the story and about how your characters develop and whatnot, not just running around slaying monsters, getting magical items, going through dungeons and those things. So it can be really tough, and pacing's weird and hard. So if you have characters who really like to roleplay, which it sounds like you probably do if you've been in a 10-year long campaign, again, congrats on that, because that is just mind-bogglingly awesome. Allies. The Panda Folk... Panda Folk's most recent, I'll say, war ally are the Leonin. Not is are English is so hard, man. The Panda Folk's most recent war ally is the Leonin. There was a disturbance near... God, dude, I cannot type. Disturbance in between Mount Allium, where the Leonin reside, and Sanctum Panda, where the Panda folk reside. Deep in the forest there, deep in the forest there was a corruption that was causing the plants and trees to come alive and be violent. Something of that nature. I spent a long time working on the overlay. Yep. Overlay and mics, those are the big things. Like, it's got to look decent. I would say don't make it too all over the place. But I think you got it. You like what you like, and you're going to do what you like to do. So I don't want to be like, hey man, here's how you should and shouldn't do things. I just want to give you, my tips and whatnot. I spent a long time working on the overlay, and I'm using a cool extension for Fantasy Grounds. Oh, nice. That displays the character info similar to the D&D Beyond. Yeah, awesome. That's great. Fantasy Grounds is awesome. My goal is to tell a good story, and we decided to invite our respective audience along for the ride. Yeah, hell yeah. That's what you got to do. My personal channel is Bacon50, so BACONFIVE0. I haven't streamed on that channel in a really, really long time. I've kind of taken a step back from that and trying to put my full effort into this, because, I really do enjoy a lot of the games that have been coming out, but not as much as I used to, and I just don't have the same amount of time, and I want to devote... I've found that I'm the type of person that likes to have like a million different projects, and when I multitask to that level, I don't complete anything, and I don't give everybody or the partners that I'm working with, or whoever it might be, I don't give them the time needed that's necessary to create something awesome. So I'm trying to take a step back and like really try and focus on one thing and give it my full attention to try and make it the most successful as I possibly can. That doesn't mean that there aren't going to be some times where I'll play, because, I want to play some Baldur's Gate, and I want to play some freaking... I need a good FPS, I need a good FPS coming on. But Bison, you should join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and we'll follow back, and maybe, since you guys are we're just starting out too, like, we're super small, but maybe we can help each other grow and retweet our stuff and shout each other out and do all that stuff. Oh, I'm getting contacted for work. Fuck. Okay, just working in some AV rooms. Will be down soon. Do you? Don't have a new Mac to test it though? Oh. Sorry, I'm also at work, so it's crazy. Um, okay. So those are the allies, but no, or just one. But the Panda folk trade with just about anyone. At the base of their sanctum, they have a town slash city. I don't know exactly what the population's going to be for them, but at the base of their sanctum, they have a town, city that is frequented by other races. Most notably, who do we think would be the people who would enjoy panda folk stuff the most? Because you would think that it would be like, the monks. Actually, I would think like wizards, sorcerers, monks. Maybe they're very close or the same. And then some of their lesser classes, I guess. So I mean, I think they probably have some clerics. They probably have some paladins. They probably have some of that kind of stuff. But who would be the most likely to hang out? I don't know. I tried with a Mac loaner, but not sure. The Mac loaner didn't work. Does yours connect? Who would be the people that would come in here the most? Bear folk, I think, because they would have some form of. I'm gonna go bear folk, Luxodon, and Tabaxi. This is gonna be such a fun place to play when I get this done, or at least to a place in which I feel like it's working. Most notably, you'll find Luxodon, Bearfolk, and Tabaxi. But that doesn't mean you won't spot the occasional quillback or rabbit folk. Awesome. Hell yeah. Awesome. As soon as I'm done with this, with this stream, I'll follow back and do all that stuff. I'll make sure I get you. And if I don't, for some reason, if I forget, send me a DM on Discord and remind me. Because I think the best thing that we can do together is, obviously, if we enjoy one another and enjoy the content and all that kind of stuff, if we help each other, we can help, shout each other out, tell people about the other channels, and work together. Because yeah, the social media, I don't even know, man. The social media stuff is so weird because it's like you use the Twitter, but you have to, all the social media, you have to act like you are already famous or like already big, and a lot of times it doesn't work that way. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just trying to tweet, and like I use TweetDeck, so I'll schedule tweets and do stuff so that it's kind of like, okay, one day I spend 1 hour formulating all these tweets and scheduling them, and then it's set for like the week or for the month or something like that, so that I don't have to deal with it. Okay. Let's see here. Who would be natural enemies of the panda folk? Who did Jack Black fight in that panda movie? That's what I feel like, kind of. I think they would get along with. I think they would probably fight with Yuan Ti. Who who is behind? Probably Yuan Ti would be this. Maybe Monkey Folk. There could be a potential that they would fight with them. Yeah. Okay, potential predators include jackals, so that could be like a. I guess that could be like a. It's like a dog. That's like a jackal's a cat, right? Snow leopards, that's a cat, and yellow-throated. What the fuck is a yellow-throated marten? Okay, so like pandas typically are like that. People don't fuck with them. Then I guess that makes sense. Fucking pandas. Um, Wait, for real? Are these things little bastards? How does a cub not squash this thing out? Oh shit, they got claws and stuff. Wow, they're kind of precious and cute. Okay, so if so it seems like nobody's really gonna mess with adults, but this is also fantasy, right? So they're gonna a little bit. So it seems like maybe Tabaxi. So I think for sure, I guess the Leonid might not either. But I think what I'm gonna do for the sake of this is Knowles. Knowles will definitely be a thing because that's like a hyena. That's kind of like a jackal. Um, and then I'm gonna go Yuan-Ti because they are like snake people. They're not technically, but typically evil. Um, and monkey folk. That's what I'm gonna do. Um, oh my god! Now I'm getting hit up for work stuff. I never get talked to this early ever. Yeah. Streaming on a Mac is so weird because you have to like slide, and you guys see that. Like you guys see the sliding. It's so weird. And on one screen is also really, really, really strange. Okay, so most pentafolk typically keep to themselves, but are known. You probably did hear a Slack notification, yeah, because I'm at work, so yeah, I have one right now. Um, Pentafolk typically keep to themselves, but are known to adventure from time to time, with their most trained soldiers being forces of good when needed. The Yuan-Ti were responsible for the corruption in the forest not long ago. So the Pentafolk have a rough relationship with them. Also, Knowles frequently plan raids to the smaller panda settlements and will oftentimes attempt to steal panda cubs for their own sadistic reasons. Okay. Noel frequently plan raids. Right? Should be plans. Also, Noel's frequently plans raids. That sounds like shit. I don't know, my writing's also garbage, but again, like I said, it'll be fixed up and changed and whatnot. Let me check this really quick. He said, "Sweet, thank you." Ruvim stopped texting me. I'll be done doing what I gotta finish in like 30 minutes. Okay, so that was them. You want tea? Knowles. Monkey folk. The monkey folk in the region. Hey, what's up, buddy? Are ornery, to say the least. It seems as though they fly by the hair on their tail. I don't know, some fucking stupid pun. Bunny, how's it been? How's life? How are the kids? How's Mr. Kyle? But hair, fly by the hair on their tails, and seems as though they follow and love to cause mischief. Yeah, I think that's right. Just working, yeah. Me too. Well, actually, I've been hit up like several times to go and work. Kids are doing good. Oh, they're back in school already? Wow. Seems as though, yeah. Okay, so there's some enemies. Cool. We got a start, and then okay, so this is when we break. We tried to connect our laptop. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm answering work stuff now. Kyle's doing good. He may be leaving to Texas for a work opportunity. Oh, shit. Interesting. How would that work? You guys would move to Texas too? I mean, I would assume. Unless it's like really close. I don't know how far it is. Did we do leaders with 3? Yeah, we did. And then we went to 4. Okay. Wow. Nope, I ain't living there. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we need some panda folk names. She left already. She... Okay, the woman that needed help got some help. What am I doing? Hello. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Dude, I do not like streaming on the Mac because it moves like whenever I have to move the screen, it does that shit on the thing and it looks so discombobulating and gross. I don't know, I don't like it. Oh no, I did not bring my charger up here and I'm at 28%. Well, we'll go for as long as we can until my laptop dies. I just had to look at something for work, so, and then I'm gonna get on the fantasy name generator too. Damn. You make good money there, so he wants to go. Oh God, that sounds horrible. Oh, is that really what they're called? Pandarin in World of Warcraft. Their names are very Chinese. Okay, well, I mean, it's not a problem. Okay. That's nuts, man. I could not do that. Yup. What was Jack Black's panda's name for real though? Was it was like Poe or what the fuck was it? I mean, yeah, it's definitely different. Jung Hoon? Yeah, is it just Poe? What'd I say? Yeah, yeah, I hear you there. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do in the short term uh, to get it done, you know. And then once you've done that one thing that thing was hard for a year or whatnot, and go from there. Fujin, just call him Jin. His name is Jin. Do I like the last name? Fujin Wildfeet. The last names are so weird. Like, it seems rude. Fujin Farpiece. Farpiece. That's his last name. This guy's gonna be funny. I don't know what he's gonna be actually. Oh, they transfer exotic cars off and on ships. Wow. How that would be kind of fun, just driving these kind of like crazy cars. Dude, there's no goddamn way that my computer is gonna stay alive for the next 20 minutes and at 23%. Yeah, as a party animal, I think so too, but like maybe he shouldn't be like the leader then. Because I can't, or like maybe he's like a secret. Maybe that's kind of like a funny. Let me move you guys this way so you guys can see me. Maybe that's like a funny thing that gets that he is like he owns like a speakeasy. Yeah, it could be a reluctant leader. It doesn't have to be a good one. He's young. That's what I'm gonna put. Fujin. Fujin is a young and reluctant leader. During the battle with the Yuan Ti people, his father, King of the Panda, was slain by a horde of Broodguard. Is that Broodguard? Which are like their mindless snake motherfuckers. What? Why didn't I prepare what? This? This is all off the top of the head dome piece stuff, you know? This is like, hey, when I work on it, I want to work on it. Not king, emperor. Yeah, that's probably better. This is why I do this though, so that you guys can correct me when I'm being dumb and you're like, this guy doesn't understand anything. You know? How do you guys like the chat on the bottom right hand? Oh, bringing my charger. I got it. Yeah, I should have prepared. I thought it was at 100% battery, and then it was just by that time it was too late. I would have had to walk all the way back downstairs to go get it. I think we should be good. We're at 19%. That's about a percent a minute. We should be okay. And if I have to kill it a couple minutes early, we started a couple minutes early. But yeah, I never prepare. I never do anything. So, and you guys are always correcting me and telling me I'm stupid. So, uh, um, Fujin is a young and reluctant leader. During the battle with the Yuan-Ti people, his father, Emperor of the Panda, was slain by a horde of Brood Guard. Um, because of this, Fujin was had to take his father's seat. He although he appears to have everything together, oh my god, together, the people in his court know differently. The Jin's advisors typically make all the decisions, with Jin just having to decide which option makes the most. Yeah. A Robert Baratheon, he went to fucking war for a girl, and then got the throne during his rebellion, but after a while the throne was not what he wanted, right? Like the end, what he wanted was Ned's sister. What's her name? Elena Stark, something like that. I can't remember, but like that's what he wanted. He never wanted to be king, and then being on the throne, he just was, and being with somebody purely out of a political relationship and not really giving a fuck about Cersei. And Cersei didn't give a fuck about him. None of his kids are. It's so crazy. Lyanna, that's what it is. Lyanna. I should have known that. Duh. I think the bummer part for me was just how that show ended. I need to go back and read the books. I read the first. Did I only get through the first one? I think I read the first two, or I read the first one and then like half of the second one. I think I only read half of the second one. I really enjoyed, like, if you go back and you read the first book and then you watch the first season, they're very closely relate. Like, they're pretty good in terms of how they did it. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't take any liberties or change anything, but they did a pretty good job of adapting that. It wasn't until some of the later seasons where they take bigger leaps of change, and then, God, what a fucking colossally bad last season. Jin's advisors typically make all decisions, with Jin just having to decide which option would make the most sense to him. Unknown to the majority of people, Jin has built a secret speakeasy behind the hot springs that reside at the top of the city. Only a small portion of his closest friends know about it. Though, no, there's not. Yes, it definitely. That's hilarious. Oh my god. I think it has to be. Like, look at what I've done for this, dude. Like, it's got to be kind of like cheeky. I feel like everything within D&D is pretty cheeky. Um, but where did I put this? Like, Pride Rock for these lions. Like, hanging over the largest city of the Atlantic people, base of Mount Flower. Pride Rock is looked at like it's like with a sense of reverence. So it's literally like that thing in Lion King, you know. Dryan and all other court members view Pride Rock as meeting places to decide important government decisions, and where it's where all royal weddings take place. So it all these things would take place there. Maybe even like birthing ceremonies or some shit like that. But then even like the Pride of Eroris, and then it's just it can be pretty cheeky. So absolutely, it can definitely be called Pandemonium. Um, Only a small portion of his closest friends know about it, uh, but they, but none know its location, as Fujin requires all patrons to be blindfolded before coming. What a weird guy. This is the only way to ensure that his secret won't escape the speakeasy of Panda. That's pretty good, right? Oh my god, guys, we're at 10%. We're at 10%. Maybe if I just sit here and talk to you guys, it will be better. But this is pretty cool. We've done we got some stuff going on. Okay, so now we need another name. So we need to find the few people who would be a part of this council. Who would be, so you would need, I think I kind of made like a little finger person with Pios full collar and with the Leonin people, so I don't want like a little finger type person. I don't think that the Panda folk would, maybe they would with monks and different things, like maybe they would have a Varus, like a master of secrets, a master, like a spy guy. So there could be him. The left paw, that's kind of cool. Or could you just be the paw? But that's kind of weird too. But I like that. I'm gonna put that. I'll put that. I'm gonna go. Council could be called the left paw or the paw. Yeah, exactly. We need 4. Okay, so let's see. I fucking hate ads, dude. But I guess it makes this website free, right? Dole Leaf, that's kind of a cool name. Pipe Master. They're just fucking opium dens. God, I hate when it's like, I hate when you're like, okay, I'm gonna do, like when something just seems so on the nose. Wang Min. Fucking Yajun. Yahun, maybe? Oh my god, I'm at 5%. Okay, guys, I'm going to go so that I can keep this recording and that everything's okay. I'm only going to be ending it 10 minutes early. which isn't the best. Oh my God, don't go to that screen because then it's just going to create a thing. But I'm gonna go so that I can take care of this stuff, get my laptop charged. Next time I'll definitely make sure that I bring my charger up here because apparently a Mac battery's garbage and gets drained really quick by OBS. Although I probably should have known that. But this is super cool. And I'm going to work on this between now and the next Wednesday that I'm going to work on it, which is next week. But know that tonight Castle is going to stream on this channel. He's another player in our Tuesday Game DM, part of the ownership of As Told by Dice. He will be streaming Working Wednesday, but of his own homebrew content, which I believe his thing is a very like post-apocalyptic, almost like Lovecraftian sort of. It's essentially, he described it last night as what happens when like dimensions or planes of existence, like the barrier is released and they overlap, and the things from different planes of existence or different planes of dread or domains of dread or whatever find their way into Earth, and then because of those things, post-apocalyptic events happened, and it slowly turned Earth into a fantasy setting. Dude, I'm fucking pumped that you did too, bro. Like, like I said, I've gone through the whole building a channel from 0 to, I think, Bunny, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we got to like 22,000 followers on that channel, and we were really crushing it, but things just didn't work out. And D&D is my love. This D&D and tabletop RPGs is they are what I've always been looking for. The only thing that they don't have really is the visual nature, and I can paint the picture with words, or I can see it within my mind's eye, so it doesn't bother me too much. But as soon as D&D can become a more visual game, it's gonna be awesome. But I'm so glad that you found the channel. Hopefully we can help support one another and help each other's streams grow and communities grow and just have a lot of fun in creating content together. But yeah, so Castle will be live later tonight, and then don't miss our one-shot tomorrow, Autumn Blizzard. It's our first one-shot on the channel. I'm going to be DMing it. It's a bridge from our normal game. So on episode 3 of our normal game, we hired some sidekicks. 2 of them we did not hire, and so we're going to see what those 2 sidekicks plus one other character go and do while we're off adventuring with our thing. So 17.9k, is that what we're at now? Dang, I've lost a lot of followers. Dude, I 100% will. I'm going to follow everything. Guys, make sure to follow Icy Bison, and we'll go from there. But much love. I'm going to bounce because I got 4%. Thank you guys I tried to stall for as long as possible because now I'm only 7 minutes behind. But much love. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.